Welcome to part 4 of our Bulgaria Road Trip series. Right now we are in the beautiful city of Triavna. We are about to head off to Gabrovo, which is another town in north-central Bulgaria, and it is known as the international home of humor and satire. Ha ha ha.
For anyone who might not know, Stevo is a comedian. He has been doing stand-up all over the world for the past 8 years. Bulgaria is his 20th country he's performed in, so we're especially excited to head to this town, just given that connection. Ready to hit the road?
Let's boogie.
The drive from Triavna to Gabrovo took us back up into the stunning autumn hills of Bulgaria. The roads were clear and the sun was already starting to set at 4 p.m. as we climbed higher and higher in elevation towards Gabrovo. We thought we'd learned all there was to learn about Bulgarian driving hazards, but the winding mountain roads showed us how wrong we were. So this drive between Triavna and Gabrovo is very windy. It takes you up and in and through the mountains. It's absolutely beautiful, but not for anyone who doesn't handle car sickness well, because you would be puking.
Yes,
this
would be rough.
We continued our drive through the Bulgarian highlands, through small mountain villages. We sang along to our favorite tunes, nearly made some wrong turns, and finally made it into Gabrovo proper. We spotted some of the city's iconic buildings on our way through town. The map said we were getting close to our Airbnb, but then the directions got confusing.
So I asked Jen to verify the instructions of where we're going, but she saw a kitty cat, and she thought I was asking about the kitty cat. So I said, "What?" And she just repeated, "Kitty cat."
Anyways, we made it.
So we're gonna be saying kitty cat for the next couple hours.
So we're gonna grab our bags and head into the Airbnb, and we'll show you around there. Just driving in here, it looks like a very cool city. So much bigger than Triavna. It looks very cool. We're very excited to show you around this place.
Kitty cat.
All right, come on in. So welcome to the whole place. This is our bed. It is much smaller than we imagined, so we will be cuddling. That's okay. Came with towels, a coffee pot, gotta love that. A TV that we probably will not be watching. A cute little sink moment, kitchenette, a tiny little mini fridge, and then come check out the bathroom. So this is what is known as a wet bath. It's where the shower and the toilet are all in the same rooms together and everything gets wet. But we're used to that, so it's no big deal at all. When you look at Google Maps, we're pretty much on the word Gabrovo, so we're right in the center of town. Now that our stuff is in here, we're gonna head out. So let's go check out Gabrovo. We also have this cool balcony space that looks out onto the city. This would be a great spot for sunset, I bet. But we probably have no time for sunset. We're gonna head out and explore the city. We started to walk around Gabrovo, ready to see the sights. We walked past grand churches, massive bell towers, kitty cats, and decorated bridges spanning dry riverbeds. We were happy to be back in a big city, but we had a sneaking suspicion that something wasn't quite right. So the majority of things that you can do here in Gabrovo are museums, and since we arrived at 4 p.m., most of them are closed.
And it's Monday.
Oh yeah, that too.
Double whammy. So all there really is to do is to wander around. We're seeing some cool stuff.
Yeah, we're more than happy to wander. It's a beautiful city.
The sun goes down at a hard 5:02.
But tomorrow morning we have plans to go visit the Museum of Humor and Satire, which is meant to be the best museum for humor and satire in the world.
We'll be the judges of that.
I also don't know how much competition they have for that, but
We went to see the statue dedicated to the city's founder, Rancho Kavacha, that stands in the middle of the Yantra River. Since we couldn't find anything that was open on a Monday evening, we passed by some of Gabrovo's most famous buildings, including the Theater Rancho Stoyanov and the Town Hall, as well as an impressive collection of statues. Hungry from all the traveling, we made our way over to a traditional Bulgarian restaurant. We were expecting a nice meal, but we had to attend to the most important matters first.
we got wine. So we got the house wine of Cabernet Sauvignon, but it is Bulgarian.
After our meal of a traditional Bulgarian yogurt soup called tarator, chicken and 4 cheeses, eggplant in tomato sauce, and a traditional parlenka bread with garlic, we were happy that we had wine. The meal wasn't so much good as it was accurate. The chicken had cheese on it, and the eggplant was served in tomato sauce. But we were happy to have food to eat and ready for our next day of adventure in Gabrovo.
Good morning from Gabrovo.
Good morning.
We're back in the car, but we are not leaving the city yet. We just decided to check out of the Airbnb because the checkout time is kind of awkward. We didn't want to have to rush back later. So right now we're going to drive to breakfast and then head to the Museum of Humor and Satire. We're excited for another fun day of traveling around and seeing more of Gabrovo.
Finally, Chilly Billy.
Yes,
There's only a total of 9 degrees this morning.
it's not enough degrees. Stevo found this place online. Looks really cute.
I just typed in breakfast Gabrovo and it said this is what you want.
That was a great breakfast.
It was quite yummy.
$5 for 2 cappuccinos and 2 pastry type items.
Yum, yum, yum. And the best part about this spot is that it is just a short walk to the museum from here. So we're gonna just walk over there and go learn about the haha and the fun funs.
That's hilarious. This is bike parking. That's clever.
Humor is hard to translate. Every culture has their own inside jokes, the kind of jokes that make little sense to anyone not in the know. So we thought we would miss out on many of the jokes at the Bulgarian House of Humor and Satire. But as we walked in, the museum guide let us in on the joke at the base of all Gabrovo humor. Apparently, people from Gabrovo are cheap. That's the punchline. Here are some examples from the museum. And just in case that wasn't enough jokes, well, you can always call for more. One of the symbols of Gabrovo is a cat with its tail cut off. The joke is that you would cut the tail off of the cat so it could leave the room faster so the room would stay warmer in winter. This is Garden Town, where they bring in tour groups of kids on field trips to basically run their own town. They get to learn about recycling, they get to learn about how to make good decisions and how to make their own decisions and basically how government works. And they get to make seed bombs, which is probably my favorite part of it.
There's a lot of cool interactive stuff in here to teach the kids about like reusing, taking apart old clothes and then turning that into new balls of yarn that you can use then to make new clothes and stuff like that. Stevo and I were teachers at international schools for many years, and this is one of the cooler places we've seen to take kids on a field trip. It's just a really well done space and very hands-on.
Vasil Chakarov was a famous Bulgarian painter and graphic designer who also made comics and caricatures. His comics dealt with everyday life, like what life would be like if you were a priest with a very long beard. There are a lot of comics about that. It's interesting to see caricatures of people you have no frame of reference for, like these folks here. I mean, maybe that person really did have a massive chin. I have no idea. After learning more about Vasil Chakarov, we thought we were done with the museum, but we still had one more floor to go.
This part of the museum is the World Press cartoons. It's the top 50 cartoons in the world, and there's just artists. There are artists from all over the world.
They're all very interesting, a lot to do with the planini, the economy, just stuff that we hear about and we think about every single day, but put into comic form that helps you look at these subjects in different lights. They're all really pretty cool.
They are, yeah, and it's cool to see them from all around the world and the different perspectives different countries cartoonists have and how they're sharing stuff about global warming and politics and the economy. And
very cool to see everybody's different perspectives on the stuff that affects all of us.
Yeah, and all in one place. This museum is very cool, much different than I was expecting it to be. It's very real, but it's very funny.
No good trip to the museum would be complete without a visit to the gift shop. Little did we know that the gift shop was also one of the most interactive parts of the museum. We walked through a mirrored labyrinth, trying our best not to run headfirst into any of our own reflections, played with a computer that showed us our inner beauty and what we would look like with floppy Pinocchio noses, took photos in awesome one-man party selfie rooms, and browsed the gift shop for Gabrovian souvenirs. We wanted to spend more time in the museum, but sadly, it was time to go.
That was a really cool museum. Not at all what we were expecting.
The best part was the woman at the front desk who sold us the tickets, Eva. She walked us through the whole place and she told us so many things about the museum, the history of the museum. She walked us through the jokes so that we understood the local humor a bit more with context. And she also is a huge history buff and she's a translator, so her English was impeccable. And we were just very lucky to meet her. And I think we learned more from her than we've learned at all the places we've been so far. This has been part 4 of our Bulgarian road trip series. If you haven't seen parts 1, 2, and 3, those are linked below in the description box for you. Thank you so much for watching.
If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. It is the coolest thing to do. And check out all of our other videos. They're all fantastic.
You can watch this video right here next.
That's a good one.
And we'll see you in the next video. Bye.